living on extremely meager low pensions of $2 a day. They go without food, medicine, and the bare essentials for life. But through the fellowship, you can change that. Just $25 will help provide a survival food box packed full of important staples for their diet to help them make it through the month. Or for $50, you can help provide 3 hot meals a week for a month in addition to the food box. Without your response, their painful suffering and deprivation will continue. If God is leading you to do more, join our Box a Month Club, and you can help provide ongoing life-saving aid to an elderly Jew in need for just $25 a month. For joining, you will receive this beautiful Promises of the Prophet scripture set for display in your home. Yael adds a special devotional teaching to each, and we ask that you please remember to pray for the elderly Jews you are helping each month.
We brought you this program so that you could see with your own eyes what the needs are. God tells us to take care of them, to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to shelter the poor. And I pray that through you, through me, through our efforts, through this fellowship, so many more Holocaust survivors, elderly who are on their last ounce of hope, will be restored, will be renewed, will be given the basic needs that they so desperately pray for to survive.
Stay ahead of every storm with First Alert weather forecasts from the KY3 Digital Desk. Streaming for free on your smart TV or smartphone. Trust the team that delivers the most accurate forecasts in the Ozarks. Preparing your family with our First Alert weather days, giving you an advanced warning before storms strike, and showing their precise arrival times hour by hour. Be ready for what's coming our way with First Alert weather forecasts. Streaming live from the KY3 Digital Desk. Sponsored by Mr. Dent Collision Repair.
Hi, I'm Logan Martin with Mr. Dent Collision Repair. We've been utilizing KY3 and Gray Digital Media for the last 6 years. All the products they have to offer has really made it easy to guide new customers to our front door every day by the use of broadcast, paid social, YouTube, targeted ads. They have a full array of different channels and products to help guide customers to our door every day, and it's really made it a breeze.
To advertise with KY3, call us at 417-268-3000 or email us directly. It's all the news, weather, sports, and original reporting when you want it. Download our free KY3 app for your smart TV. Watch on-demand stories, the latest First Alert weather forecast, and live streaming newscasts around the clock. KY3 is the place to be on your smart TV.
The cornerstone of Investigate TV is investigative journalism. It allows us to tell the best of the best stories and show them to you every day.
Be forewarned with push alerts on the KY3 weather app.
This is Weekend Adventure. When you see this symbol, you know you're watching a show that is specifically designed to be educational, informational, and entertaining.
This week on Donkey King.
You know who's boy, who's girl?
Oh, watch out. A simple pasture move quickly spirals into chaos when the boy and girl donkeys get mixed up. We are not very organized. Then, big day for us, adoption follow-ups.
Hi, Christy.
We visit some of our beloved former residents in their forever homes.
I wouldn't mind to live here.
Oh, she's gonna honk. That's awesome.
My name is Ron King. I was a media executive until one viral video about donkeys changed everything. Our first donkeys arrived weeks later.
Oh my goodness.
Now we rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome donkeys. They're the best creatures on earth, and I've dedicated my life to saving them. Oh. That's how I became the Donkey King.
Oh, Shelby.
She's getting pretty big.
Rowdy, is that the spot? Rowdy loves an ear rub, and he will lower his head, unlock his bottom lip, start to smile. Sweet boy. I am the master of ear rubs. Oh, y'all need some Q-tips. Didn't your mama teach you about Q-tips? Life at Oscar's Place moves fast.
A lot of exercise this morning.
Rescues coming in, adoptions moving out, and everything in between. Every donkey leaves a mark, and saying goodbye never gets easier. So I thought it was time we slowed down to give our team a well-deserved break. Hey guys, can we have a quick chat, please? Sure. So I have decided to go to Lodi and to visit Dragon and Shaggy. Nice. A field trip is something that I've wanted to do for 2 years. You know, we rehabilitate these donkeys, we get very attached to them, then we say goodbye. And follow-up visits is something I've always dreamed of doing. We have adopted out 71 donkeys on our Wall of Love. Since I know Dragon was most of y'all's favorite and Shaggy was definitely my favorite, I thought, let's just get away for a couple of hours and go see these donkeys.
Nice. That's exciting.
It's good. You think Shaggy remember you?
I think it's a very interesting question. I think about this all the time. I don't want to go into it expecting Shaggy to see me across the pasture, start braying, and run into my open arms, because then I'll just be disappointed. But I really do hope he remembers, and Dragon remembers.
Same,
I mean,
I think about it all the time.
Dragon is an intelligent donkey.
Dragon will remember for sure. What's hard is when we do adopt a donkey, that donkey that you grew attached to leaves. That's pretty hard to deal with. Dragon and Shaggy, when they got on the trailer to leave, Dragon was like pawing at the trailer. It was pretty hard. So I'm probably still not over it. It's been like a year. I always want to do adoption follow-ups. We just haven't had the time. We work so hard that we need a break, and it's just time. But before we get to slow down, we've got to kick things into high gear. I want to solve the problem of a group of very friendly, very socialized males I have in a pasture too far away from everything. Those donkeys are very dependent on human interaction, so I want to move them closer where they will naturally be around more people. Hello, Orca. Herding donkeys is easier than herding cats, I believe. The plan will be using flags will separate boys and girls. How hard could that be?
The plane is easy.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Hardest part is separating.
Yeah.
Only boys go down the hallway, girls go in the barn.
All donkeys over there. All donkeys.
Are all three of these boys?
I think so.
Madison?
No, she's a girl. No, that's a boy. In the middle.
Yeah,
Open the
that's
gate.
Dudley, Philby, Augie, all boys.
Okay.
Okay.
That's Logan.
Boy.
Yeah, boy, girl, 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 I think.
Those girls don't go down the hallway.
They don't need to go back. Those are girls.
So somebody has to go get them. We are not very organized.
When we're all watching 6 donkeys run, how am I supposed to know which one's boy and girl?
Hey, Jos, you know who's boy, who's girl?
No, okay. You two. No, you stay. Everybody stay.
I want every donkeys over there.
They're excited.
Don't let him in, don't let him in.
Watch out.
Okay.
White one needs to come back in. Watch that gate.
We're doing this a different way. We're doing this a different way. Plan change.
This is a comedy of errors. Everyone's idea are right, but no one is unified. They're just not going to go. In times of chaos, we need a voice. That's the only way to stop the chaos. We have one voice now, and it's Josh's.
So we're going to let the donkeys through. If we can do it slowly, let's do it slowly. We're going to put the girls into the barn. Once all the girls are in the barn, we will open the gate and run the boys back down. Right? Easy. Just calmly let a few through. I will help determine the girls when we get some donkeys through.
Great.
This is good right here. Girl, girl, boy, girl, girl.
Okay, so all girls except Jiminy.
Come on, girlies. You can do it.
In the barn, please. Barn, there you go. Cool. Jiminy, you're going down the chute, buddy. There you go.
Okay,
See ya.
Yeah. Got it, thank you.
Who's the voice we're listening to is always an important question.
Okay, so boy in the middle.
It's Josh's voice we're listening to. Even myself.
He needs to go his way.
Once we aligned, then it got done very quickly.
Good donkeys.
Come on, girlie. That's it.
Job well done.
Cool.
I feel like I just played a giant real-life version of Who's on First. But you know, keeps us sharp.
Everybody's where they're supposed to be. We're good.
Toby.
It's Toby.
I think he's looking there.
For girls. He's confused.
Coming up.
Oh my, here's all your friends.
Dragon.
Looks great.
He says, I know these people.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to live here.
I don't have any treats. I'm your treat.
Check this out. Behind this curtain is an outdated bath and shower. Now, I want you folks to imagine transforming this eyesore into a beautiful jacuzzi bath remodel in as little as one day.
Jacuzzi Bath Remodel went straight to the source. People just like you to answer the biggest bath and shower remodel questions.
What my bathroom looks like is really important to me. Are there a lot of design options?
Yes. Jacuzzi has stylish shower walls, designer colors, and premium features like soft closed doors, all with genuine jacuzzi quality.
Call right now and Jacuzzi will waive installation costs with no interest and no payments for up to a year.
Our moms are elderly. We're so worried about them slipping and falling in the shower.
We all know how unsafe it is to step over a shower tub, right? Yeah. Just step right into your easy entry shower by Jacuzzi. Our showers have never been safer. We have durable grab bars, grab shelves. Go ahead, pull yourself up by it.
That is really cool. There we go. This is a great safety feature. I love this.
No slip floor right there.
I really like this seat because if she gets tired during the shower, she can sit and take her time.
I love the texture. It's really beautiful.
Yes, and you'll never have to scrub or out again. And this is mold and mildew resistant, so you just rinse and go.
That's incredible.
We're thinking about remodeling.
But that can get expensive.
Well, it's more affordable than you might think, and we have great financing options.
It's really beautiful. The quality of it, I'm blown away.
Best of all, it's from Jacuzzi, the most trusted name in water for over 70 years. I know you'd love to upgrade, and there's never been a better time than now with this incredible offer.
Call or go online now to jacuzzibathremodel.com for a limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs, plus zero interest and zero payments for up to 1 year.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-384-2216.
NetCredit is here to say yes, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. NetCredit. Credit to the people. Helping pets in need is now as easy as slipping into a pair of Skechers. With hands-free Skechers Bob Sports slip-ins, this year, Skechers will donate over $600,000, and they donated over $13 million and helped over 2 million pets. Hands-free Bob Sports slip-ins from Skechers.
Come on.
Toby. After a little morning cardio corralling donkeys, it's time we catch our breath. Oof. We're going on an adoption follow-up, something we always want to do, but the reality is we're too busy. So I'm making the time, and we're going to go visit 2 donkeys. Dragon was one of our very first. He came off the truck a perfect donkey, and then Shaggy broke my heart when he left, so I'm super excited.
Hey, Dragon.
Shaggy over there.
Yep.
I know. Here's all your friends.
Hello.
Hi.
Dragon.
He hears your voice.
Shaggy.
Oh, wow. Looks great.
I don't have any treats. I'm your treat. Oh, buddy.
I mean, I wouldn't mind to live here. They adopt me.
Took us about 40 years to build this place.
Unfortunately, 2.5 years ago, I lost my husband suddenly. I will say that since adopting these 2 donkeys, there's just something about them. They have really helped with the healing process of having lost somebody, you know, very, very close to you, because they just allow you to be. I feel very honored that you entrusted him with me.
I talk about that day often because I was ugly crying when you took him, like I couldn't get it together. My commitment to Shaggy and Dragon was that I will do everything in my power to keep them safe, healthy, and happy for the rest of their life. Now, what that entails in their story is that they get to live with Karen on this beautiful ranch in Lodi. So I have delivered on my promise. Oscar's Place mission is completed with Shaggy and Dragon, and now it's on to the next class. It was awesome to see you. Handsome boy. See you, buddy. We haven't done a field trip. We have been working around the clock and really hard for 27 months. So it was great to share this with my friends and my family.
Bye, Dragon.
One visit down, but now it's back to Oscar's Place, where the work is already back in full swing. We've got a full farrier day ahead of us.
They're just little poofs.
Farrier day are really big days around here.
And I'll take it a little shorter.
Without a healthy hoof, you do not have a healthy donkey.
Yeah, good job.
Nice little pedicure.
There's so many of you guys. I guess we're a little backed up. Well, well, Karen's here today and we're gonna knock it out. Over a period of 2 days, we'll trim about 25 donkeys a piece.
Looks like we're about 3 down. We still got a lot to go, though. But nobody's been kicked and nobody's been hurt, so I'm loving life.
Don't tell Kenneth. Just the tiniest little bite. I'm coming, Kenneth. I was not feeding the babies treats.
2 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I never heard the word farrier. But I quickly learned how crucial hoof health is.
Hey, guys.
And that it takes very specialized care. And Megan cares for the animals so much. She doesn't manhandle them. She has a very holistic approach to farrier care.
Sometimes donkeys get labeled as misbehaving, but almost all the time I can just link it back to potential, like, pain.
She is a donkey expert, and she's my ride or die farrier.
The key to being a great donkey farrier is having snacks. It's pretty much an important part of the operation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You want another treat? Yes, you do. In my industry, donkeys are underserved and misunderstood, and many times they're not getting compassionate care. They need someone, so I just started to make them my focus. And I fell in love with them really quick because they're actually really smart. Poor boy, he's got 2 hitches in his giddy-up. Their hooves kind of tell us a story about what their body's doing, and so then by the time I'm down looking at the hooves, we're looking for imbalances, we're looking for areas of excessive loading. All right, Spencer, let's try this hind hoof, okay? You ready? Can you drop down on those heels? You can't? Ooh, don't you dare, sir.
Spicy.
You've put up with your old shower for too long. It's outdated, unsafe, and it's time to replace it. But why struggle with a lengthy shower remodel when Jacuzzi can do it in just 1 day? And there's no need to break a sweat or your budget. Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year. So you can finally convert your old bath to a safer, easy entry shower, complete with a custom seat, grab bars, and slip-resistant floor installed in 1 day.
My overall experience with Jacuzzi has been wonderful. Everything was customized to the way I wanted it for the price that I wanted to pay.
I've had a great experience from start to finish.
Don't take matters into your own hands. Do it the smart way. Give Jacuzzi Bath Remodel a call.
There are only weeks remaining during our limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs and offering no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-384-5723.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bath or shower with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel that's safer at a price you can afford.
It's incredible that they were able to do this in one day. Oh my gosh.
It is beautiful. Oh, you have to see it. It was amazing how they fixed that bathroom in a day. You know what I like also? It's easy to clean.
Jacuzzi has been making water feel great for more than 70 years, so you know it's a brand you can trust, and their products come with a lifetime warranty for a style you'll love for years to come.
I've had a great experience from start to finish. I wish I would have done this 5 years ago.
There has never been a better time to buy. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year. There are so many designs to choose from, including my Christina Preferred collection. Plus, we offer free, personalized, in-home design services to build the bath you've always wanted, right in your own space. And let's talk about accessories. From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats that combine safety and style to keep you feeling comfortable and independent for years to come. Plus, cleanup's a breeze with no grimy grout and no scrubbing. It just rinses clean. It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your one-day installation, and start loving your new bath or shower right away.
Call now and get zero installation cost, zero money down, zero payments with no interest for up to a year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or 800-382-2206. That's 800-382-2206. Call now.
Closed captioning provided by.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
NetCredit is here to say yes, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Yeah, how was your day?
What a beautiful donkey.
What are you doing? Are you getting jealous?
Looks like Megan got to your little host today. It's a busy farrier day at Oscar's place with Megan and Karen tackling hoof after hoof, though not everyone sees it as a spa day.
Ooh, don't you dare, sir.
Spicy.
That was mean. That was mean. Don't do that to me. I'm your friend. Give him some time.
While you're working on the fronts, they can kick you with the hind foot. So I'm always focusing on the animal I'm underneath.
Oh.
You're okay. Yeah, you get kicked a couple times and you decide you don't really want that to happen again. So always watching out for it.
Pick up. Huh? There it is. Good job, kid. Thank you.
It is some of the more dangerous work that happens at Oscar's place, but the animals sense her vulnerability and respond very well to it.
He's got a pretty rotten frog back here.
Oh, yeah, I can smell it up here.
Yeah, it's just really deep, and I have to be very careful.
Spencer.
Spencer's kicking and being a little resistant because he's in pain. He's got some owie hooves, and he's just kind of saying, please don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. But we got to do it.
You gotta do it. I'm sorry.
Good job, my dude.
Nice recovery, Spencer. Nice recovery.
Good boy. Today went really well. Karen and I worked together.
Hi, Mario. You're good today.
Knocked him out. Everybody was pretty good. We had a few little jumping beans and whatnot, but I think it went really well. Don't tell Kenneth.
You're free to go, Archie.
Good Good job, kid.
25 donkeys and 100 hoofs later, we've wrapped up a long farrier day.
I do not like moving hay. I'm gonna be itchy all day.
It's been a full day's work, start to finish, and I figured it's Megan's turn for a well-deserved change of pace.
I am going to visit Chrissy. I'm up in Reading. Chrissy was able to be adopted and is in a new home, so I'm gonna go see her. Hi, Chrissy! What are you doing? You gonna come see me?
Her tail's wagging.
Yes. Hi, darling.
We got 2 donkeys about 5 years ago, and Sammy had been sick since the day we got her, and then finally it got the better of her, and Penny was so sad. Instantly she bonded with Penny, which is what we were hoping for. So she came and she saved Penny, and she's been a joy.
Look at that, Chrissy. This is so cool.
They'd love to play. Do you want to go take her to the arena?
Yeah, let's go to the arena. I'd love that.
Okay.
You guys want to go on a little adventure?
Let me get their halters.
Check this out. Behind this curtain is an outdated bath and shower. Now, I want you folks to imagine transforming this eyesore into a beautiful jacuzzi bath remodel in as little as one day.
Jacuzzi Bath Remodel went straight to the source. People just like you to answer the biggest bath and shower remodel questions.
What my bathroom looks like is really important to me. Are there a lot of design options?
Yes, Jacuzzi has stylish shower walls, designer colors, and premium features like soft closed doors, all with genuine jacuzzi quality.
Call right now and Jacuzzi will waive installation costs with no interest and no payments for up to a year.
Our moms are elderly. We're so worried about them slipping and falling in the shower.
We all know how unsafe it is to step over a shower tub, right? Yeah. Just step right into your easy entry shower by Jacuzzi. Our showers have never been safer. We have durable grab bars, grab shelves. Go ahead, pull yourself up by it.
That is really cool. There we go. Really this is a great safety feature. I love this.
No slip floor right there.
I really like this seat because if she gets tired during the shower, she can sit and take her time.
I love the texture. It's really beautiful.
Yes, and you'll never have to scrub grout again. And this is mold and mildew resistant, so you just rinse and go.
That's incredible.
We're thinking about remodeling.
But that can get expensive.
Well, it's more affordable than you might think, and we have great financing options.
It's really beautiful. The quality of it, I'm blown away.
Best of all, it's from Jacuzzi, the most trusted name in water for over 70 years. I know you'd love to upgrade, and there's never been a better time than now with this incredible offer.
Call or go online now to jacuzzibathremodel.com for a limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs, plus 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-384-2216.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
After a long day of hoof trims, Megan's visiting with Chrissy,
Hi, Chrissy.
a former resident of Oscar's Place, in her new forever home.
They're thinking about it. Oh, here she goes. The chinchillas of the equine world. They just want a good dust bath.
They use the same bath.
You got a really nice place here, don't you? You got yourself a good home. Yeah. This is wonderful. This is exactly what I'd like to see. Chrissy has landed in an incredible home. She's got her companions and a family that loves her and routine farrier care every 6 weeks. That makes me so happy. Having equines is really, that's a lot of fun. It is a lot of work too, but that's really great to see how great you guys are taking care of her.
I'm glad to show her off.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Chrissy is right where she belongs, and it confirms all the hard work we do.
Bye, Chrissy. I love you. Aw.
Rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome donkeys. That is what we do. But once a donkey is adopted, the rest of their progress happens without us. So Megan and I are squeezing in one more trip to see one of our favorite Oscars Place alums, Snow White.
She was one of our first donkeys, and over 4 months ago, she joined the sweetest family in her forever home.
Hey! Welcome to Shingle Springs. I brought some treats. Is it okay?
Oh, we've got treats too.
Okay.
We got plenty of treats.
Oh my goodness.
The carrot kind, the cookie kind.
This is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, there she is. Gosh, I hope she remembers me.
Coming up.
Oh, she's gonna honk.
When disaster strikes, ordinary people become extraordinary heroes. Join us for real stories of courage, survival, and the heroes who never back down. Hearts of Heroes.
Only on Weekend Adventure.
After a long week, I thought it would be fun to take Megan to visit one of our favorite donkeys we ever adopted, Snow White.
Oh my goodness. Oh, she's gonna honk.
That's awesome.
Yeah, come over here.
I don't think she ever did that in Hopland. No.
No, she was always shy.
She's been,
Aww.
she'll stand and let us groom her and brush her for an hour.
Yes. You can tell she's really happy and vibrant here. She was one of the first donkeys that I trimmed at Oscars. She had a really, really bad left hind hoof, and I fixed that up, and she kind of just became my favorite.
She loves every ounce of attention.
We only adopt the people that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt will provide excellent homes. It's very reaffirming to see, and of course, it allows us to go back home with this renewed, invigorated approach to socializing and rehoming more donkeys. Bye, Mama. I'll tell all the old ladies you said hello.
Nice to meet you.
Good
Thanks
to
for taking
see
good care
you.
of them.
Thanks for coming out, you guys.
This was definitely a happy ending.
The days are full at Oscars Place, and the work never really slows.
Goes so fast.
But seeing some of our former residents thrive in their new homes makes every long day worthwhile. What's up, my man?
Is he going to sleep? Oh, does that feel good?
Be prepared and stay safe with the KY3 weather app.
This is Hearts of Heroes. A vehicle crashes on the side of a busy highway and erupts in flames.
I just saw the fireball, and the hill was caught on fire like that.
There was a car on fire. There was no emergency personnel on site yet.
With a man trapped inside, a group of strangers bands together.
In that moment, a man needed to be saved. Didn't matter who it was.
To perform an incredible rescue.
There was just moments, seconds. The entire passenger side compartment spontaneously combusted. It was intense.
With their swift and decisive actions, these good Samaritans truly define the word hero.
Imagine Imagine driving down the road and suddenly you see a car engulfed in flames, and inside is a person trapped. It is a chilling and heart-wrenching sight, and I'm not sure any of us know what we would do.
Well, this is exactly what happened when one man was trapped inside his burning car, and passersby simply knew they had to act, and act fast.
Minneapolis and St. Paul are Minnesota's two largest cities. Mostly separated by the Mississippi River, they're collectively known as the Twin Cities. In addition to its vibrant community, the area also exudes an intangible quality known as Minnesota nice. And in no time was that more evident than on April 18th of 2024. That evening, attorney Sam Orbovich was heading home after a long day of work.
I got on the on-ramp for I-94 and was driving in the right lane.
Sam was approaching his off-ramp when a speeding car suddenly swerved into his lane.
What I must have done was turn the wheel to get out of his way, jumped the curb, hit the lamppost, and then I was knocked out.
The car caught fire and then careened down the shoulder of the highway.
Took out the light pole, split his gas tank, and then just erupted in flames and went to rest against the guardrail.
Delivery driver Michael Coy was driving behind that car when he saw the whole wreck happen.
As soon as I looked, I just saw the fireball, and the hill was caught on fire like that because of all the gas. I noticed the airbag head went off, and he was unconscious on top of the airbag. And I immediately jumped out on 94 and ran. And I met up at the car.
Physical therapist Lacey Kramer also jumped out of her car to help.
I think everybody had that same realization. There was a car on fire, possibly people inside, and there was no emergency personnel on site yet.
It's always best to wait for a trained rescuer to arrive. But in this case, there was no time to waste. Other motorists joined in the rescue. These brave commuters didn't know the driver, but they knew they had to do something.
This man is inside the burning car. I was thinking, like, this could be me one day.
I cannot just stand there and see a person burning alive. That's how hard to take in. So the only thing that comes to my mind was like, I have to pull over, help this guy.
In that moment, a man needed to be saved. I was going to do anything I could to save his life. It didn't matter who it was.
With the man's door pinned up against the guardrail, this group of strangers quickly began working in sync to get him out of the burning car.
Everybody was on their own, like, different missions. Nobody had the time to look at what the other person is doing.
We didn't even verbally communicate. It was just known that you had a job to do.
Everybody was just doing their part and trying not to get in each other's way.
There was a guy with a fire extinguisher that was kind of keeping the flames out. And then there were 3 other people that were trying to find a wave to get Sam out.
The car was parked right next to the highway barrier, so I can only open it so much.
It was only a matter of 6 inches where you could get the door open to hit the guardrail.
Meanwhile, the fire was spreading.
We had the grass, the hill, the road, back where he had hit, all the way up underneath his vehicle, and it was intense.
Coming up.
It was just moments, seconds. The entire passenger side compartment spontaneously combusted.
But first, a few self-care tips if you get a low-grade burn.
Did you know that in the U.S., nearly 400,000 burn injuries are reported each year? However, many less severe first-degree burns often go unreported. Some of the most common causes include touching a hot stove, a curling iron, or boiling water.
If you get burned, here are a few things you can do to start the healing process. 1, immediately immerse the burn in cool tap water or apply a cold wet compress. 2, apply a lotion like aloe vera 2 to 3 times a day. 3, cover a burn with a non-stick sterile bandage.
And if you're concerned that your burn might be more severe, call a medical professional immediately. Remember to remain chill and treat burns with skill.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bath or shower with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel that's safer at a price you can afford.
It's incredible that they were able to do this in one day.
Oh my gosh. It is beautiful. Oh, you have to see it. It was amazing how they fixed that bathroom in a day. You know what I like also? It's easy to clean.
Jacuzzi has been making water feel great for more than 70 years, so you know it's a brand you can trust, and their products come with a lifetime warranty for a style you'll love for years to come.
I've had a great experience from start to finish. I wish I would have done this 5 years ago.
There has never been a better time to buy. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year. There are so many designs to choose from, including my Christina Preferred collection. Plus, we offer free, personalized, in-home design services to build the bath you've always wanted, right in your own space. And let's talk about accessories. From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats that combine safety and style to keep you feeling comfortable and independent for years to come. Plus, cleanup's a breeze with no grimy grout and no scrubbing. It just rinses clean. It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your one-day installation, and start loving your new bath or shower right away.
Call now and get zero installation cost, zero money down, zero payments with no interest for up to a year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or 800-382-2206. That's 800-382-2206. Call now.
NetCredit is here to say yes, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. NetCredit. Credit to the people. Helping pets in need is now as easy as slipping into a pair of Skechers. With hands-free Skechers Bob Sports slip-ins, this year, Skechers will donate over $600,000, and they donated over $13 million and helped over 2 million pets. Hands-free Bob Sports slip-ins from Skechers. When a car burst into flames on the side of a busy highway, complete strangers jumped in to rescue the unconscious driver.
I just saw him trying to open the door, but the guardrail kind of stopped him from opening.
The more we tried, it got a little bit wider, but not enough to pull him out.
While some of the rescuers tried valiantly to get the door open, others looked for a different way in.
I immediately went to the back to the passenger side door. I let the other gentleman work on the driver's side door.
I was like screaming, please bring something to break the window.
So I decided to go look for anything that I could break the window with.
It was very stressful. I just remember looking around and there's nothing there.
Meanwhile, Michael Coy got the passenger door open.
He was actually unconscious until I opened up the passenger side door and I woke him.
People were pounding on the windows to try to get me out and pulling the door, and I was pushing the door with my hands and saying, "Get me out of here."
Now awake, Sam Orbovich was overtaken by smoke, dazed and confused. Coy tried to coax him out of the passenger side.
He undid his seatbelt. He was climbing over the console. There was just moments, seconds. The entire passenger side compartment combusted. The fire came from the vents, it came from the floorboard, it came from the firewall. The seat lit fire. I mean, everything lit fire.
There was a lot of explosions. It just kept exploding.
When I saw that larger explosion and people running away for a second, he started saying, "Help me, help me." And that is when I started to worry that we might not be able to get him out.
That was the only second where I was absolutely scared and I wanted to cry because I thought we weren't going to be able to save him. I knew we only had minutes or seconds until the vehicle was going to light.
With the car overwhelmed by flames, time was running out for the driver.
With the driver's door blocked by the guardrail and the passenger door engulfed in flames, their only hope would be to somehow break the window.
Come back with some fiberglass can of plastic thing, and I hit a couple of times and flew out my hands. That's when I was like, oh, we need something harder. I never knew in my life that window was that hard to break.
Still, this heroic crew refused to give up. Unbeknownst to them, Dave Klepeda, a highway helper with the Department of Transportation, was traveling down the highway.
Our objective is to keep motorists moving, keep traffic flowing, and that would be tire changes, jump starts with vehicles, helping with minor repairs.
He suddenly saw the commotion, pulled over, and ran over to the scene.
You could see them struggling to get the person out of the vehicle. The tires are popping, so you have explosions, and they're trying everything to get in the car. So as I approached, I grabbed my punch. A punch is a tool that has a little pin inside of it, spring-loaded, and you push it up against a window, and it just shatters the window.
That window just broke into a million small pieces.
He was just telling Sam, it's time to get out, like, let's go out.
In the chaos, Sam's body had gotten turned around. He now had his feet pointed toward the driver's window.
And I was just yelling to grab him by his feet. I didn't want them to try to turn him around. There was no time for that.
And then 4, 5, 6 of them just hauled me out of the car.
And as soon as we got him out, the entire vehicle lit up within 15 seconds. That's all we had. We only had 15 seconds.
It was a scary moment, you know. It was very scary.
The rescuers moved him to safety, and physical therapist Lacey Kramer checked him for injuries.
I looked at pulse, I looked at his breathing, I looked at his pupil size just to make sure that there was not any unevenness.
By this time, first responders who had been frustratingly hung up in bumper-to-bumper traffic arrived.
When we pulled up on scene, he was just laying up against another vehicle, but he seemed to be doing okay and was answering most questions appropriately, but he'd been through a lot.
There was not a lot of yelling and screaming, and it was actually a very, very helpful situation with the people involved. You almost thought like these folks have done this before because it was that smooth. I give them all the credit in the world, and I mean that wholeheartedly.
It's amazing what they did, how fast they acted, how they worked as a team. It was like 4 or 5 of them all working together to do an amazing job.
Sam was taken to the hospital while firefighters worked to put out that fire. And without exchanging names or numbers, this group of everyday heroes went their separate ways.
As I was driving away from the scene, I was thinking, no one is going to believe that I just did this and that we just did this.
That might have been the end of the story, had it not been for what happened next.
It was surreal to see yourself on national television saving a life.
Coming up, a dash cam video becomes a media sensation.
News stations across the world were picking up on this story.
Behind this curtain is an outdated bath and shower. Imagine transforming this eyesore into a beautiful jacuzzi bath remodel in as little as 1 day.
Are there a lot of design options?
Yes, Jacuzzi has stylish shower walls, designer colors, and premium features like soft closed doors.
Call right now and Jacuzzi will waive installation costs with no interest and no payments for up to a year.
Just step right into your easy entry shower by Jacuzzi. We have durable grab bars, grab shelves.
This is a great safety feature. I love this. It's really beautiful. The quality of it, I'm blown away.
Best of all, it's from Jacuzzi, the most trusted name in water for over 70 years.
Call or go online now to jacuzzibathremodel.com. We're waiving all installation costs, plus 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-384-6309.
Check this out. Behind this curtain is an outdated bath and shower. Now, I want you folks to imagine transforming this eyesore into a beautiful jacuzzi bath remodel in as little as 1 day.
Jacuzzi Bath Remodel went straight to the source. People just like you to answer the biggest bath and shower remodel questions.
What my bathroom looks like is really important to me. Are there a lot of design options?
Yes. Jacuzzi has stylish shower walls, designer colors, and premium features like soft closed doors, all with genuine jacuzzi quality.
Call right now and Jacuzzi will waive installation costs with no interest and no payments for up to a year.
Our moms are elderly
elderly, we're so worried about them slipping and falling in the shower.
We all know how unsafe it is to step over a shower tub, right? Yeah. Just step right into your easy entry shower by Jacuzzi. Our showers have never been safer. We have durable grab bars, grab shelves. Go ahead, pull yourself up by it.
That is really cool. There we go. Really this is a great safety feature. I love this.
No slip floor right there.
I really like this seat because if she gets tired during the shower, she can sit and take her time.
I love the texture. It's really beautiful.
Yes, and you'll never have to scrub grout again. And this is mold and mildew resistant, so you just rinse and go.
That's incredible.
We're thinking about remodeling.
But that can get expensive.
Well, it's more affordable than you might think, and we have great financing options.
It's really beautiful. The quality of it, I'm blown away.
Best of all, it's from Jacuzzi, the most trusted name in water for over 70 years. I know you'd love to upgrade, and there's never been a better time than now with this incredible offer.
Call or go online now to jacuzzibathremodel.com for a limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs, plus 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year.
Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-384-2216.
Closed captioning provided by. Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
NetCredit is here to say yes, even when other lenders won't. Apply online in minutes and get funds deposited the next business day or sooner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
It happens every day. People going about their daily lives when suddenly disaster strikes, turning the world upside down.
As you're about to see, things could have been much worse had it not been for the brave heroes who showed up, risked it all, and saved the day. Good Samaritans had pulled Sam Orbovich from his burning car with only seconds to spare. Incredibly, he walked away from the fire with only minor injuries.
They did a thorough check, but I was out of the hospital within 4 or 5 hours.
That night, when Kadir Tola got home, he made a surprising discovery. His dash cam had caught the entire thing on video. Soon, news outlets far and wide began picking up the story.
My friends and family started messaging me that I was on the news and that the news stations even across the world were picking up on this story.
It was 4 minutes of my life, and it was probably the best 4 minutes of my life when I rose to the occasion. Did something that I'm proud of.
Thanks to all the media attention, Sam went on a quest to find and eventually meet the people who saved his life.
We were fortunate enough to be able to sit down with all of the ones we know, and I told them that I owed my life to them. I would not be here.
Coming up, we get some tips on car fire safety, and Sam has a heartwarming message for his heroes. But first, some advice to help keep your home safe from fire during the warm months.
Summer heat can dry out trees and vegetation, increasing home fire hazards. So if you live in an area prone to wildfires, always be prepared by following the motto, ready, set, go.
Be ready. Keep dry leaves and trees at least 50 feet away from your home. Get set. Keep all important documents, medications, and photos in one safe spot. And when emergency personnel give the evacuation warning, it's time to go.
The men and women of the fire service train diligently to ensure our safety. Stay prepared and always heed their advice.
Is your shower trying to tell you something? Is getting in and out of the bathtub becoming a safety concern? Are you worried about the cost of a bathroom remodel that could go on for weeks and weeks? Well, now you can have a gorgeous new bath or shower with a one-day jacuzzi bath remodel that's safer at a price you can afford.
It's incredible that they were able to do this in one day. Oh my gosh.
It is beautiful. Oh, you have to see it. It was amazing how they fixed that bathroom in a day. You know what I like also? It's easy to clean.
Jacuzzi has been making water feel great for more than 70 years, so you know it's a brand you can trust, and their products come with a lifetime warranty for a style you'll love for years to come.
I've had a great experience from start to finish. I wish I would have done this 5 years ago.
There has never been a better time to buy. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year. There are so many designs to choose from, including my Christina Preferred collection. Plus, we offer free, personalized, in-home design services to build the bath you've always wanted, right in your own space. And let's talk about accessories. From soft close shower doors and adjustable shower heads to features like grab bars and custom seats that combine safety and style to keep you feeling comfortable and independent for years to come. Plus, cleanup's a breeze with no grimy grout and no scrubbing. It just rinses clean. It's never been easier. Get your free design consultation, schedule your one-day installation, and start loving your new bath or shower right away.
Call now and get zero installation cost, zero money down, zero payments with no interest for up to a year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or 800-382-2206. That's 800-382-2206. Call now.
Whether you're an active person that wants extra supplemental movement, maybe you want to keep your legs active while you work, or you wish to support your therapy at home, or you just want to build strength, increase your mobility, flexibility, and boost your circulation, Ellipse was made for you. Power-assisted exercise that frees your mind to enjoy your favorite seated activities. Just plug it in, place your feet, select your speed, and relax. Ellipse does all the work for you. Call now and order Ellipse.
The everyday heroes who put their communities first are getting something they've earned. What do you think? One powerful makeover as a thank you they'll never forget.
Oh my goodness, they nailed it!
Home for Good, right here on Weekend Adventure.
Good Samaritans had pulled Sam Orbovich from his burning car.
There was a lot of explosions. It just kept exploding.
As soon as we got him out, the entire vehicle lit up within 15 seconds.
As we've seen, staying safe in a burning car matters. Sheldon Yellen of our sponsor Belfour Property Restoration has enlisted a team of fire experts and firefighters to give us some useful information on how all of us can keep ourselves safe should we ever be caught in a burning vehicle. To safely illustrate how quickly a fire can spread, they tossed in a couple of flares.
Firefighter Avery, if somebody is trapped inside of a burning car like this, what is it they need to know?
First thing they need to know is to stay calm and try your best to self-extricate. This can look like unbuckling, cutting your seatbelt, and maybe even very carefully considering breaking a window if you can't get your door open.
And if there are other people in the car with you, you are the one that's responsible to keep everybody calm.
Of course, staying calm is going to be your best bet, and try to make sure that your car is in park and the ignition is off.
And if you have items in the car, forget about what you have in the car. This is all about you and the others getting out safe.
Absolutely. Safety first, always.
After the story of his miraculous rescue went viral, Sam Orbovich was able to connect with the heroes who had saved his life. Sam was also given a very special gift from transportation worker Dave Klapita.
This is the exact one that Dave used to break the window.
It's going to be our Christmas and birthday gifts going forward for everybody.
Being a humble man, Sam kept a low profile during the media frenzy. In fact, this is the first time that he's publicly talked about the whole ordeal. He did, however, release a statement to the press.
What it said was, "I'm alive today because several Good Samaritans and professional first responders saved my life." Mr. Rogers used to say that whenever someone sees something scary, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.
I was raised like that, to care for others. I was just at the right place at the right time.
On Thursday evening, several drivers on I-94 in St. Paul pulled over, ran from their cars, and tried to free me as my car was bursting into flames along the berm of the freeway.
Why did I do it? I think humanity, just being a person, helping another person, I think that's part of my nature.
It comes as no surprise when well-trained professionals snap into action to save someone's life, but it is incredibly heroic when people choose to put themselves at risk to extract a stranger from a burning car that could explode at any moment.
It was a team effort. I don't think I individually feel like a hero. I feel like the team collectively are heroes.
On that day, the most beautiful things in there, if you look, you had people from different backgrounds, different genders, different religions come together, and we helped save the life.
I just would not be here if it were not for you. I told all my friends, if you need to get trapped in a burning car, make sure you do it in Minnesota because somebody's going to come to save you.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks.
What could have been a horrific tragedy turned a group of strangers into lifelong friends.
Meeting those heroes and then being part of it, that makes me really, really happy.
They're just a marvelous group of people. I would not be here if it weren't for their heroism.
Everything I learn on the field I use.
You're always going to be an athlete. The only thing that changes is who your teammates are and what your field of play looks like.
We see it time and again. First responders and everyday folks jumping in to help a person when they need it most.
And it just goes to show you, you don't have to be a trained professional to be an everyday hero. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Hearts of Heroes.
Good morning, America. Bracing for catastrophe. 40,000 people in Southern California ordered to evacuate their homes after a toxic chemical leak.
Waiting and not knowing what's going to happen. Because we all want to go home.
We're at two current options and outcomes of this tank. One, it fails and cracks and all the product leaks out onto the ground. The other option that was told to us is that it blows up.
The latest